Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary. Today is Inspirational Sunday, and I hope you all enjoy this amazing day. The weather is definitely going to be a little cooler, and yes, I'm going to call it burning calories. That's what I'm going to call it. I did wake up, I did a little workout, and then I decided to film before I get ready to head out. I do have a busy schedule today, and I will be posting this video in the evening, so that is when you all will be seeing the video. Reading is what I am going to be doing today. It was supposed to be, because it's not going to be anymore, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. And this is a book that I have read from before, and it is a book that helps me because it has different types of scenarios and things, like manifesting goals, mind work, just different topics that it has, being there for others, just the different things that I find very helpful in life. And working out is one of those things that I am reintroducing myself to, which is also found in that particular book. But another book called A Little Louder, so it overpowered, so it did change a little. This is the book that I will be reading to you instead, or y'all know what I mean, it's too early in the morning. But Max Lucado, Happy Today, A Guided Journal to Genuine Joy. So this is a book that I have been journaling in, and it's been a minute since I've been reading it. But this is a book that I input things that I encounter or situations that I encounter, and I kind of journal through it and figure out what I need to do and write down what I actually did. So I do refer to this book on occasion if I have a similar situation and I try to figure things out and my brain is just too fogged up. I turn back to things that I have written before, not only in this journal but in other journals that I do keep. More times than not, if it's something I really, really do not want anyone to read, not because I'm ashamed of it, but because it would be causing other people pain, that I need to release, I need to get it out, I put it on paper and then I go and I squiggle it out. But I do keep the pages. I just cannot read what I wrote. This is not one of those books. This one is intended to be a journal that I guide myself to help me through situations anytime that I encounter something similar. So let's go ahead and read into this. And just an FYI, if you want a little bit of guidance onto how or what that squiggly thing is, DM me out on Instagram. I will be more than happy to help you through it, because it helps me, it gets my thoughts out, and it just keeps it to where nobody gets hurt. That's just my way of journaling when I want hurtful things out. So enough of the sad parts, let's go ahead and go into the joyful parts. So macaroons are something that a lot of people enjoy. I'm not one of them. I know, too much sugar for me, it's a little bit more salty, and yes, I know people have called me salty because of it. But salt type snacks is my go-to. Macaroons are not. And macaroons, kind of, when I saw this, is kind of a joyful thing, especially if you look at the colors. The colors that they use, they're pretty lively. They are colors that a lot of people would liven up with, and I do liven up with the photo, but I do not like macaroons. But let's go ahead and get into the reading and get that discussion coming along. So we have Happy Again. Its joy seems to be in short supply. Everyone looks for it, but few seem to find it. According to one study, only 33% of Americans describe themselves as happy. How could this be? We enjoy unprecedented medical advancements and technological luxuries, yet 2/3 of us live under a gray cloud. Let's see what we can do about it. This book is a guided journal to help you find genuine joy. Happiness is available. Finding it may take some work and redirection of habits, but it is yours for the seeking. Make happiness your quest. Take time to pause, reflect, journal, breathe, and in doing so, create a pathway to genuine joy. In all It all begins by managing the way we see people. Jesus was once asked to state the greatest command. If only he had done just that. If only Jesus had stopped with one command. One was sufficient. One would have been enough. No one would have complained or asked for a second command. In fact, only one was requested. A religious leader asked him, "Of all the commandments, which is the most important?" "The most important one," answered Jesus, "is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord of our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. The second is this: Love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is no command greater than these." And that is found in Mark 12:28 through 31. And how many answers did the man seek? He only sought one. How many did he receive? He received two. If Jesus had stopped with one command, we would be satisfied. But he didn't. He offered a second, and it's a doozy. The second is this: love your neighbor as you love yourself. Mark 12:31. With one sentence, Jesus brought home the pathway to genuine joy. He brought it right into the middle of traffic jams and conference meetings and greeting strangers and meeting neighbors and loving kids. It is more blessed to have than to receive, and that is found in Acts 20:35. Indeed, loving people is good for you. People. Aren't people the problem standing in the way of your happiness? Try to find a parking space and you can't. Why? People. Try to get into the doctor's and the next opening is 2 years from Thursday. Why? People. All of life's ups and downs can be tracked back to people. Car pileups, moral letdowns, system foul-ups, emotional breakdowns, system snarl-ups, verbal dress downs, all because there are so many people. No wonder the Bible has so much to say about finding joy is the act of sharing it. Happiness happens when you give it away. God's soul I know it's too early in the morning. God's solution to the ills of society is a quorum of unselfishness, life-giving, God-living folks who flow through neighborhoods and businesses like cleansing agents, bringing in the good and flushing out the bad. Everyone else shows up at work with a scowl and a list of things to get done, but you still have your work accomplished, but you also have your pursuits. Whom can I help today? What person can I encourage? Who needs a little sunshine? Maybe the employee who occupies the cubicle down the hall, or the neighbor whose chihuahua wanders into your yard, or your teacher, yes, your teacher, the one who sucks lemons for breakfast and devours students for lunch. Others avoid her, not you. You look for ways to lift her spirits, brighten her day, compliment her, understand her, and thank her. The world and your world will be different because you tried. Love your neighbor as yourself. Let's put the command of Christ to the test. Let's make others happy and see if we weren't the ones who are the happiest. That was the reading, and yeah, it truly does hit home. When it talks about work, and I have experienced it, you have those coworkers that we can become a pain in somebody's rear. So what are we going to do about it? How much control do we have as far as being joyful in the place of employment? So how much do we have to do with that? We are the only ones that can control what happens in our lives. We can allow things to get negative and we can allow things to get positive. We are the only ones that can make that happen. If we allow toxic people into our lives, we know toxicity is going to enter it. If we close the doors, if we remove ourselves from situations that we know are not going to be joyful experiences for us, we have just taken control of how we want our day, life, week, what have you make happen, because ultimately we are the ones who either accept it or don't. We are the ones that can make it happen or not. Now, that said, how are we going to make someone else's decision much easier so that they can find their joy? By being helpful, by being caring, by being kind. Those are the things that sometimes are a big struggle for many of us. I know I find it a very big struggle for me at times, and it all has to do with how people treat you. However, again, here we go. You have the power to block how people treat you, what you're going to accept from that person and what you are not, by setting your boundaries and letting your boundaries be known. Let them know, I am not going to accept the way you are treating me. I am not going to accept the way that you are going to make me feel today. You are not going to have control of my day. I am going to have control of my day. Is it easy every single day? No. I have been struggling for the past few months, and by struggles, I have been struggling. I'm slowly but surely coming back to it. And all that I have been doing is referring back to journals such as this one to help me through those tough times and help me remember that I have the control to turn my life around. I have the control to make my life joyful or make my life toxic. I'm the only one who can change that. Each and every single one of you are the only ones that can change that. Take time to stop, smell the flowers. Take time to take a look at the sky, see all of God's wonders, and see everything that He is able to do. Take a look at a child, and I do firmly believe this, a child's laugh is ultimately the best sound in the world. Find a child, make them laugh, and I promise you, your worries will go away, even if only for a minute. Enough time for you to regroup, refocus, and bring yourself back in to a joyful life. So those are some of the examples that I have. Now I'm going to read you some of I'm not going to give you the answers that I wrote, but I will read you some of the questions that it asks in order to journal. This one is, what does happiness mean to you? What words, feelings, or images come to mind when you think about being happy? One of those, like I mentioned, is a child's laugh. It is the purest form of happiness that you will ever find. And enjoy it. Truly, truly enjoy it. Listen to the older people. I know I'm one of the older people, but listen to the older people. They have stories to tell that you would never have imagined would be there. Find a veteran. I truly enjoy history, and a lot of it comes from listening to older people, veterans, for example, listening to what they've been through, listening through how they lived most of their military lives. And I can tell you, they've been through so much, and they can still smile. They can still bring the stories, and they can still have people laughing. That is what I look for in life. I hope you found this helpful. Try to write down the question and answer some of those, because there were several questions within the question. Answer those, and that's the beginning of this. And if you want to see more from this book, definitely let me know down below in the comment section, and I will most definitely bring you more information, or I will also bring you from other books as well. But happy Inspirational Sunday, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and like I said, this will be airing in the evening, so I hope you had a wonderful day if you are seeing this. And just sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, relax for the day, watch the video, and get inspired to live a joyful life. Thank you all for joining me. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed, smile always. Bye.